All right, guys, today's video is fertilizing tactics. This is going to be a little bit different style than maybe what you're accustomed to. But when I first fertilize, I pay close attention to how the plants respond. And I look over the whole area and study it. Now, you don't have to go into detail like that. This is just what I'm doing, especially if I'm really focused on restoring the soil. Generally, when you fertilize, you've done it a few ways. You've either hand broadcast it, put it in some form of dispenser, whether it's on a tractor, a four-wheeler, back of your truck, whatever it may be. When you do that, you've generally put a nice even coating over the ground. And even with even coatings, the ground still is not going to grow even. So I know I did a good job with the hand broadcasting, even though there is a margin of error with that method. But I know I wasn't this bad. This place is wavy all over the place. This is the exact same problem that occurred in every part of this plot as I was restoring the soil. The ground has better pockets of nutrients, lower pockets of nutrients, and when you're in poor soil, it really shows itself big time versus ground that's improving. Over time, this will start evening out. So next year when I plant this, I expect to have a little bit more even growth occurring in here and greener look to it, because right now I'm not satisfied with the green level at all. It is just, it's too light of a color. This part here is actually doing all right. It could do better than this, but it's doing all right. But the vetch has some major issues when it comes to, if I'm trying to do a report on how it looks, I can step over here and go, wow, this looks great. Or I can step over here and make you feel like it ain't going nowhere. If I just focused on that, that is bad. See? Not very tall, not very big. I would say in general, this spot's about 8 inches deep, when the rest of that is more than waist deep. So there's a huge discrepancy in how this plot is growing. This spot is really bad. This spot is so-so. That spot is really bad. That spot's okay. You kind of see what I'm going at. Good, bad, medium, whatever it needs to be. Or whatever it is, I should say. So I come back in, I use that fertilizer bag, 50 pounds of triple 15. I coat the whole plot lightly. I don't want to do like a heavy dose. I just did a general light coating evenly to start with. And then what was left, I came back in here and just put fistfuls of fertilizer in all these bad holes and divots or sections that's just not growing worth a dime, trying to even this up. This whole pocket in that back corner right here is terrible. It might be 6 to 7 inches deep back there. And then if you move over 6 feet and come that way, it's almost 2 feet deep there. So there's a major discrepancy in how this ground is growing. And even with the deer not hitting it, this should be really thick, and it's behind. And I don't like that being behind, because I have a goal here of high biomass. So I came out here to fertilize this, and I know I've got about maybe 4 weeks most before I'm ready to till this down and put a fall blend in here. If I'm lucky, well, actually I'm not going to push it to 5. 3 at the earliest, 4 at the latest, and this has got to get thicker. If I'm going to put a good mat for its first mat, I'm going to make this as thick as I can get it. So by doing this tactic where I take the rest of the fertilizer and just hone in on all these really bad areas, I think you're going to see a much better growth pattern occur in your plot. And you got to think about it. Do you want deer only hitting pockets of good nutrients, or do you want deer hitting nutrients all over the place? No matter where they step, you've got confidence that there is a high amount of nutrition in the plot. If a deer is in this spot or in this spot right here, I don't have confidence in my food plot that there's good enough nutrition here to satisfy me, that where I can probably gain more out of a deer. I just don't have it. When I look at the way it grows, it's got to be fixed, and it's not going to magically fix itself if you sit back and do nothing. So I fully fertilized as much as I could, and then the storms are actually on the way tonight. There's supposed to be a pretty good chance of rain tonight, a good chance of rain tomorrow. I think even Monday and Tuesday's looking promising. It did rain here last night, so it just needs help. And as the soil improves, this nutrition level will get better and be far more consistent. Just like over here, I have total confidence that this area here is pumping out high quality nutrition versus year one when I had to deal with all this to begin with. So I hope this helps you. Again, try fertilizing all your really weak spots. Fix them up. Make them grow as good as your good areas. Don't just sit back and go, well, that's my only good spot I got. Go ahead and fix it. It's going to save you money in the long run. Spend the money now, save the money later. That's how I view this. And this plot should accelerate in improvements as the years and planting cycles kick in. So you all have a fantastic day. And if you like this content, hit that like and subscribe button. I have more fertilizing tactics coming. Not just uneven fertilizing, but what I call timely fertilizing. And I will show that later on when the fall blends are well on their way to being established. So you all have a great day.